Song Ji-hoon, player 456, whose real name is Lee Young-jae, whose character in the Squid Game is the main character. Ji-hoon re-enters the games with the mission of eliminating the organization behind him. Hwang In-ho, the frontman, whose real name is Lee Byung-hun, whose character in the Squid Game former winner turned enforcer. In-ho oversees the games and confronts his brother, Jun-ho. Hwang Jun-ho, whose real name is Wai Ha-jun, whose character in the Squid Game a police officer, and In-ho's brother. Jun-ho continues his investigation into the games. Lee Myung-ji, player 333, whose real name is Yim Si-won, whose character in the Squid Game a returning contestant with a complex past. Kong Dae-ho, player 388, whose real name is Kong Han-ul, whose character in the Squid Game a new participant whose motivations are yet to be revealed. Kong No-yul, whose real name is Park Gi-young, whose character in the Squid Game details about No-yul's role remain under wraps. Cho Hyun-ju, player 120, whose real name is Park Sung-hoon, whose character in the Squid Game a contestant with a mysterious background. Park Young-sik, player 007, whose real name is Yang Dong-gun, whose character in the Squid Game a participant known for his resilience. Jang Jeom-ja, player 149, whose real name is Kong A-shim, whose character in the Squid Game a seasoned player with a strategic mind. Kim Jun-hee, player 222, whose real name is Jo Yuri, whose character in the Squid Game a pregnant contestant, adding emotional depth to the games. Park Min-soo, player 125, whose real name is Lee David, whose character in the Squid a participant whose alliances are uncertain. Namgyu, player 124, whose real name is Ro Jae-won, whose character in the Squid Game a player navigating the treacherous challenges. Park Jang-suk, player 246, whose real name is Lee Jin-wook, whose character in the Squid Game a new entrant whose role is pivotal in the unfolding narrative. Chul-soo, whose character in the Squid Game introduced as the male counterpart to the infamous Dal Young-hee, adding a new layer to the games. Creator, director, and writer Hwang Dong-hyuk, whose character in the Squid Game Hwang continues his multifaceted role as the creator, director, and writer for Season 3. His vision has been pivotal in shaping the series' narrative and thematic depth. Cinematography Kim Ji-young, whose character in the Squid Game Kim returns as the cinematographer for Season 3, having previously worked on Season 2. His visual storytelling enhances the series' intense and immersive atmosphere. Editing Nam Na-young, whose character in the Squid Game Nam brings her expertise back to the editing suite, ensuring the series' pacing and tension remain gripping throughout the season. Music Young Jae-il, whose character in the Squid Game Young's haunting and memorable score continues to underscore the series' emotional and suspenseful moments. Executive producers Hwang Dong-hyuk and Kim Ji-yeon, whose character in the Squid Game, both Hwang and Kim oversee the production, ensuring the series maintains its high-quality storytelling and production values.